size snaps I use for my Barbie clothes, but for today's tutorial I'm going to use a much larger size. I'm also using an embroidery floss and embroidery needle where I would normally use a regular sewing needle and thread. Even with Barbie clothes, I like to use a double thread. It makes your snaps sturdier. Even out the thread at the end and tie a simple knot. Take one set of snaps apart. So this is the bottom piece, we'll call it the bottom piece, and this is the top. I like to hide the knot under the snap, so I start in a central spot on the fabric. I push through. Okay, now I'm going to start sewing the snap, and you bring it up from underneath so that you're looking at the inside. You don't want the thread to cross over that little hole in the middle, so you push your needle through the opposite hole. To do a crisscross in the back, so I sometimes flip it over, push my needle through here, push the needle through the last hole, and flip it over and make a crisscross back to where we started. When sewing for dolls, I usually do 2 across and then 2 down. So I would push my needle through and do another loop. Now I'm going to do the other sides like this, and I'm still making that cross in the back, so it looks very pretty from the other side. And here I'm going to show you how I make my knot. Again, using white thread would make it hidden. There it is. If I want the snap to close like this, then I need to make sure that the other snap is facing this direction. Once again, I begin with the knot in the middle, but I measured this first to see where the middle of the other snap is. Before you go any further, check to see if the knot is right where you want it. It should be right in the center of the other snap. Sew the other snap on, making sure that the little hat top is pointing out, and make sure that the knot is underneath the hat top and hidden. Problems you encounter is that your thread will wrap around the hat top, so you need to use your fingers to kind of place the thread in the right place. And once again, I use 2 stitches on each side, 2 on top, 2 on bottom, before I knot the final one. Also consider which part of the fabric will see the threads. So sometimes I will knot it on this side and just tuck it underneath. And here we have the finished snap. You just push it through. I use fingernails to make mine come apart. For this demonstration I used pink thread, but it looks much nicer if you use the same thread color as your fabric.